Hello. This video will show how different forging techniques are carried out on a mild steel raw material to produce a specific shape and size. Before starting the practical demonstration on forging by our mechanic Supriyo Pal, I would like to speak some fundamental concepts on forging operations. Now, what is forging operation? It may be defined as the manufacturing process of plastically deformation of metals or alloys to a specific shape and size and quality by a compressive force exerted by some tools or machines. Now, whenever we talk about forging, we mean machine forging or power hammer forging or mechanized operations. That means it deals with production of large number of products, quantities of similar products. But on the other hand, there is hand forging or blacksmith forging that is basically involves in manual operation and produces small quantities, even a single piece of forged components, but in different varieties. Now, why forging is needed? Forging has several advantages. Its main advantage is it improves mechanical properties like impact toughness, fatigue strength and tensile ductility. Apart from it saves time, it saves cost and also incurs minimum material loss, and also it attains some quality surface finish. Now, what are the applications? Now, due to its improved mechanical properties, reliability and economy, it has wide applications in many industries and real life applications. For example, component wise, engine and transmission parts, valves and fittings, hand tools like hammers, wrenches, sledges, pliers, etc. But as a whole, if we consider industry, then it is widely used in automotive industries, agricultural machineries, mining equipment, heavy construction equipment, shipbuilding, aircrafts, etc. Now, forging operations processes can be broadly classified into four main categories. Number one, open die forging. Number two, impression die forging. Number three, cold forging, and number four, seamless rolled ring forging. Now, in open forging, it uses flat dies or simply shaped dies to apply pressure to the base material, and it can accommodate heavy and large components like aircraft and railway industries. Similarly, for impression dies, it is basically closed die forging operation and it maintains tight tolerances and higher surface finish, and it is used in automotive and precision components. Third one is cold forging. It is carried out at room temperature, especially for non-ferrous like aluminum, copper, bronze and other alloys, and it involves bending, cold heading, cold drawing, extrusion, etc. And finally, that is seamless rolled ring forging. It is basically, it uses curved dies and basically typically two opposing rollers to produce ring shaped components, and these are used in aerospace engines and railway equipment. Now, what are the forging operations? Basically, there are many forging operations. There are two important operations. Number one is drawing operation and second one is offsetting operation. Apart from these, there are other operations like setting down, bending, welding, fullering, swaging, cutting, etc. Now, what is drawing out operation? Drawing out operation, the length of the bar is increased at the expense of its width or thickness or both. Similarly, offsetting is the increase of thickness of the bar at the expense of its length. Now, similarly, setting down is a localized drawing out operation. It can be used by top fullers, bottom fullers, or it can be used by set hammers. Now, regarding forging operations, forging temperature is very important, because whenever we talk about forging operation, that is hot forging, but I also mentioned that there is also cold forging possible. Now, forging temperature is very important. For example, for low carbon steel, the starting temperature for forging is 1250 to 1300 degrees centigrade, and the temperature to finish the forging, that is the when we stop hammering the heated metal, that is also very important. That is the temperature for low carbon steel is 800 to 850 degrees centigrade. Now, what happens if we do not follow this temperature range, especially for low carbon steel, then we will not get the desired quality and desired mechanical properties of forged components. For example, if we stop hammering below 910 degrees centigrade, above 910 degrees centigrade or upper critical temperature, then what will happen? The grains will still grow in the during cooling process of cooling in air, and it will result in coarse grain structure and inferior mechanical properties. Similarly, if we stop hammering for heated metal below the lower critical temperature, that is 723 degrees centigrade, then it will result in cold work and there will be work hardening and there will be small hair cracks. So, the temperature to finish the forging operation is 800 to 850 degrees centigrade. So, this temperature is very important, but how to assess or determine the temperature? Now, there are two ways. Temperature can be estimated by the heat color, which is the color of the light emitted by the heated steel, and we can estimate the temperature based on different colors. For example, if it is a pale red, then it will be 500 degrees centigrade. If it is a bright red, then it will be 850 degrees centigrade. If it is a orange, then it will be 950 degrees centigrade. If it is a yellow, then it will be 1050 degrees centigrade, and if it is a white, then it will be 1200 degrees centigrade. and if the temperature can be measured accurately, then we make use of optical pyrometer or infrared sensors, that is a non-contact device by which we can accurately measure the temperature of the heated metal. So, this is all about the forging temperature, and another important issue here, that is the fuel. What kind of fuel will be used here, especially in hand forging or blacksmith forging? That is, we use here bridge coke. What is bridge coke? It is a low sulfur and low ash bituminous coal, and it produces high heat quality, heat amount and little soot, and these bridge cokes are suitably sized so that there will be a proper air circulation and optimize the heat distribution and output. So, that is about the bridge coke we are using as a fuel in hand forging. Now, what are the different tools or hearth furnace used for hand forging? Basically, we will focus here on hand forging operation or smith forging operation. The smith's forge is used here is a hearth, type of hearth, that will be shown later. So, smith forge is basically a type of hearth. Now, it has several parts. Basically, there is a two-air and by which it is a tube, basically two-air is a tube and nozzle through which a blast of cold air is blown into the hearth, and the blast of cold air is sent or delivered from a centrifugal blower driven by a motor. So, this is above atmospheric pressure, the blast of air is sent to the hearth, and through nozzle the air blast of air, cold air comes to the hearth, and there is a valve also by which we can control the circulation of the flow of air. It can be partially open or fully closed. Next, there is a tank or boss for holding water for quenching purposes, and there are some hand tools associated with the hearth, like there is a flat shovel. The flat shovel actually used for dumping the coal with water and pressed, so that the flame can be generated at a single spot. Similarly, there is a poker, it can be used for loosening the coke for obtaining the flame at the desired spot. Now, there are many hand tools used in hand forging operation. Number one, that is anvil. Anvil is very important for supporting for forging operation. So, anvil basically, this is the anvil, basically the body of the anvil is mild steel, and there is a tool steel face welded with the body, and sometimes there is a also base that is made of wrought iron, and in the anvil there are two holes. The square hole is called Hardy hole, and the circular hole is called Prichel hole. Square hole is used for using the square shank of many tools like Suez tools or Fuller tools. Similarly, circular hole is used for small bending purposes and also for punching operations. And there is a beak or horn here, there is a beak or horn that is also used for bending purposes, but this is not tool steel. And there is a edge of the face here that is used for cutting operation or ledge. So, this is all about anvil, and the next important hand tools in hand forging, that is hammer. Okay. So, there are different types of hammers, hand hammers, that is ball peen hammer, cross peen hammer and straight peen hammer, and the hammer weights around 0.5 kg to 2 kg. But there is another hammer, that is heavy hammer, called sledge hammer. Its weight about 4 to 10 kg. So, hand hammer is an important tool. Apart from, there are other tools, important tools like fuller, a set of top fuller and bottom fuller. What is the use of the fullers? Fullers are used for necking down operation, localized thinning, necking near shoulder or like this. So, it is a necking down operation. So, this is fuller. Next, there is a set of swage tool also for swaging, for circular, for square or hexagonal cross section, and there is another important tool, that is tongs. There are different types of tongs are used. For example, flat tongs are used for rectangular cross section of a bar, and there is also hollow bit, circular hollow bit, round hollow bit tongs. This is used for holding circular, square or hexagonal cross section bar. Next, there are other flatter also, flatter used for smoothing and accuracy to the surface. Similarly, there are set hammers also round the corners near the shoulders, where flat hammer is not accessible. To some places, set hammers are used, especially round the corners near the shoulders. So, this is all about hand tools. Next, our mechanic, he will demonstrate, give the practical demonstration how the forging operation can be carried out on a mild steel raw material to produce a specific size and shape. So, this is about forging operations in short.
So, in forging workshop, we have to maintain some safety. It is safety goggles which prevent the eyes from hot particles. It is leather hand gloves. It also save your hand from hot particles or hot tools. And always use covered shoe which will prevent from damage your toe from hot job or heavy job. So, we are now in forging shop. So, today we will discuss about forging. So, what is forging? Forging basically is the process of heating of metal and bring the job to plastic stage and then give desired shape by the application of force. The force may be hammer force, machine power force, rolling or pressing. And it is called blower. Blower mainly gives supply air to the furnace. It is air control valve. We can control the air as per required of flame. When we move in that direction, then flame will increase, and when we move in that direction, then flame will be low. Here the fuel is coke. Forging tools, that is called shovel. Shovel mainly used to charge the coke to the furnace, and it is called sprinkler. Sprinkler mainly used to distribute the water around the fire. Why water distribution is necessary? Water is necessary because we can concentrate the heat whenever required to a particular position, and it is called poker. Poker mainly used for striking the fire or to lose the coke, and it is water chamber. Water chamber is for cooling purpose. Forging tools are hammer. Hammer mainly specified by the weight of hammer and shape of pen. Mainly hand hammer are 20 gram, and heavy hammer or sledgehammer varies 4 to 9 kg. The parts of the hammer are, it is called face of hammer. It is pen of hammer. Where the handle is fitted is called eye hole, and it is wooden handle. Hammer mainly specified by the shape of pen. Here the pen is like a ball shape, so it is called ball pen hammer. Here the pen is like a wedge shape, but the wedge line is perpendicular to the handle, so it is called cross pin hammer. And where the wedge shape is straight to the handle, that is called straight pin hammer. In straight pin hammer, this is also wedge shape, but it is straight to the handle, so it is called straight pin hammer. Another tool is tong. Tong mainly used for gripping the hot job, and tong is specified by the shape of mouth. Here is round hollow bit tong. Round hollow bit tong mainly used for gripping round shape job. Square nose tong mainly gripping for square shape job. And it is fuller. Fuller is mainly used for necking down process. Here it is bottom fuller and it is top fuller. And it is called anvil. It is the parts of the anvil are base, body, face, starting space, horn and tail, and the square hole is hardle hole to insert the fuller or other tool whose has square shank. And round hole for punching operation. So we have to do drawing out operation. So what is drawing out? In drawing out operation, we increase the length of the job and decrease cross section. The job material is MS bar, mild steel bar, half inch square, cross section is half inch square and length is 4 inch. And these are the bar whose length is 4 inch and cross section is half inch, and it is made from mild steel. ठीक है, out of 4 inch length, first we hit the 3 inch length and we deform that portion and drawing out. After completing that portion, we reheat the rest portion and we will drawing out the rest portion. Okay. After drawing out operation, we have to bring the job half inch square to 3 by 8 inch square, and we will use gauge for checking purpose, and the gauge size is 3 by 8 inch here. In that condition, the job will not pass through the gauge because it is half inch. When the job will bring the 3 by 8 inch, then job will pass through the gauge, and it is gauge mainly used for checking purpose. In 4 inch length of job, the rest 3 inch we will hit and 1 inch we will grieve. Place the job to the furnace, keeping it at vertical position for uniform heating. Then increase the temperature of furnace by rotating the valve. Look, the job is red in color and the temperature is about 800 degrees Celsius. We have required yellow white temperature or yellowish color. So we have to further heat. The color is now orange color and temperature is about 1100 degrees Celsius. We required yellow color, so we have to further heat again. Now the job reaches to the yellow color or 1250 degree temperature. Now place the job on the face of the anvil, grip the hammer at the end of the handle and then apply force on the job. Then turn the job 90 degree. Then again apply hammer. When the job reaches to the red color, then do not apply any hammer because crack will develop in the job. After completing the process, check the job in a gauge. The job is not passing through the gauge, so we have to further heat and then apply hammer again. Look, the job passes to the gauge, and job size now 3 by 8 inch. Now we will hit the another 1 inch length and grip the job from opposite side. Look, the job is passes through the gauge. So drawing out process is complete, and we bring the size of the job from half inch to 3 by 8 inch. Next operation is necking down. Now next operation is necking down. In necking down operation we used fuller. That's our bottom fuller. We insert the fuller into the hardle hole, and it is top fuller. First we heat the job, then place the job on the fuller, then place the top fuller on the job, then apply hammer on the fuller. Come on. Look. With the mounts down. আরো জোরে মারুন। Look, it is necking down process. Another forging operation is offsetting. In the offsetting operation, we will decrease the length and increase cross section. So what is offsetting? Offsetting is a process in which we will decrease length and increase cross section. Now hold the job vertically and then apply hammer on the end of the job for offsetting operation. So look that the cross section at that portion is increases and it is offsetting operation. Next operation, making hexagonal head bolt by offsetting operation. Job material MS bar, size half inch diameter and 7 inch long. And it is MS bar, length is 7 inch length and half inch diameter. Now hold the jaw vertically and hammer on the end of the jaw. So offsetting operation is completed and the job diameter reaches half inch to 7 by 8 inch.
Yes.
In that portion, offsetting is done. Now we will make hexagonal head. Place the job on punch hole. Again hit the job. After heating, again we place the job on the heading tool, and it is heading tool. Then apply hammer on the head. Then make the head round. we already complete the offsetting portion and the making round shape head on the bolt. Next operation is making hexagonal shape on the bolt. Place the job on the face of the anvil, then hammer on the round surface. So hexagonal shape already completed. Now pull the job and tool in the cooling chamber. So we make the hexagonal bolt from a round pitch job by offsetting operation.